And we're live, I think.
Wonderful.
So, hello everybody, and I have to start by saying that today we have a guest on the stream. I guess not no one has yet joined the stream, but because this will be a recording, I'll just go ahead and start right now. So, with me today is Millennium. Say hi.
Hello. Hello, everyone. I've known Daniel for about a year, and this is the first time he's publicly introduced me, so that means the level of embarrassment must have dropped down to a bare minimum. It's an absolute pleasure to be on this stream today.
Yeah, and a bunch of people are starting to join, by the way. So yeah.
Of course, they're coming for the Daniel.
Nah, today we have a guest anyways, and Millennium is a guy of many interesting opinions, a bunch of skills, and we have known each other for about a year now, so I thought I would invite him on the stream and we would do like streaming together for this week. So yeah, now that people are finally here, please go ahead and talk about yourself a little bit, like what you do and what your goals are.
Currently, right now, I am investing my time in the different principles of the art, whether that means digital sculpture, physical sculpture, writing books, film scripts, game scripts. Even I've had the pleasure of that to write a short demo. Basically, I had a life-altering event, not getting into it, but using it as the catalyst. I decided to start exploring a world that I had nothing to do with. This was basically about easily 2.5 years ago, and I've been diving in the art processes since. The reason I'm talking with Daniel on the stream even is because I was interested in Blender, and I started with his not one of his easier tutorials, but his second anime character tutorial that he did.
Yeah, and I'm really surprised that you actually managed to get through all of those, right?
Yeah, it took me about 3 months, to be 100% honest. It took me 3 months. By the second month, I had actually met you, Daniel, and we started talking. And you, being, a wonderful, wonderful individual and friend, you're like, if you have any questions at all, ask me, and I will help you if you get stuck. And that's when
You're
I had to say,
exaggerating.
no, no, Daniel, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this with those tutorial series. Is not you, not the real version of you, the video version. I don't need the real one. 2D is all I need.
Oh man. Okay. And so I guess afterwards, like after we kind of went through the tutorial through helping you get through the tutorial, I guess we were working on a little project where you did writing.
Yes. It's interesting because I've been waiting like what feels like a year, and it's been like 8 months, 9 months to actually talk about it. Goodness gracious, 20 viewers in here already.
Yeah, they keep
We
doing.
we
That's good.
we
Nice.
started working on a video game together. We started working on the demo for a video game together, in which you put out a video called I can't remember exactly the title, but you were saying what I would do if I was making a video game.
Yeah, I was like asking people. All right, the one about who has ideas for VR games. I think.
Exactly. Um, and I wrote in the comments, and I was like, okay, you know what? I have this idea. I created this idea for you. We talked back and forth on YouTube for a little bit until I'm going to start sculpting, by the way, instead of you guys staring at my Porsche Fuchsia pink screen. But what had transpired was I'm like, I have this great idea. It's going to have this many characters. This is what happens. It's an incredibly gruesome war simulator that revolves on like morale characters. And I had not even met this guy, and I had already written this game plan for him. And it was at that point where I was like, you know what? Let's take a step back. Hi, I'm Millennium. Nice to meet you. And
Yeah.
from that point on, we decided to work on a game together. And I'm gonna stop talking so you can.
It's okay. Like you have great stories. I feel always, like
Thank you.
for me personally, like story writing and storytelling has always been one of my weaknesses. I feel, but like you never really accept weaknesses, right? Like when you
No.
feel like you're not good at something, or at least for me personally, I would rather like pretend to be confident and keep doing it, like stay humble of course while doing it. Don't say like you're doing it right. Don't get people get the wrong impression, but still like
Yeah.
keep using all the opportunities that you get to like try it. But anyways, so yeah, thanks everybody for joining. We have a bunch of people now. We kind of changed the time this week, right? Last week we or like the last two times I streamed alone, but those were like on Fridays, right? Kind of well late for Japanese time. I don't know what time it was in your area, but I felt like to give the chance to some other people to join. So this time we kind of moved it a bit later. And can you actually see the stream chat, Millennium?
I cannot. Hold on, let me. I really wish I could. I unfortunately cannot.
Really?
Are there any?
Okay. Well,
Are there any questions coming up?
let me see.
Because I mean, we're still kind of in the formal introductory layer of our conversation. We haven't really got down to like the actual fun part of it. You know what I mean?
Well, how about we just talk about the things that we work on? Where do you want to take your project?
Yeah, we could talk about the things we work on. I mean, just there's so much to talk about, and on my end, so I mean, I don't want that to sound like, oh man, guess how many things I've done, but it's like I've got my hands in too many different areas right now to a ridiculous amount, so I could just yammer on about my stuff. I'd rather keep it more.
Okay. You know what's funny, by the way, because I this time for the first time I see like your work right next to mine while I'm working. It's really interesting to see the different styles, the different speeds, and how we approach it. It's actually very interesting, I think.
Yeah, considering that you're kind of like my teacher at this point, in a way.
Wow, somebody in the chat wants to be noticed. I see.
Or noticed
These comments are always funny. Yeah, hey, I noticed you, Ismail Buzzerdo. I don't know how to pronounce these names, but thanks for the comments, and thanks to everybody else for joining so far. I hope you're having a good time joining this week's stream. Okay, sorry, I interrupted this. Yeah, it's kind of funny to see the different approach. Like you're already way ahead, I feel. As in like, how do you measure it even? It's a weird way to put it. You can see my screen though, right?
Yes, I can. I've got it right up next. I think you know what you're going for, so you're kind of moving in with some laser precision, and I don't. Right now, it kind of looks like it's going to be an anime head, because I recently tried to make one, and I had a lot of struggling with it. But it's going to be like an anatomically correct, not anatomically. It's going to have, an actual nose, but it's going to be kind of more like a Pixar style, because I've been struggling with that. I've done realistic for a good amount of time, so my designs have gotten pretty bad. I'm going to try actually a few different tricks. I'm not going to do this on the normal manner that I would.
Would you like me to give my comments on what is it? Like if I have any suggestions for you? I don't know if you care too much.
Most certainly.
I don't want to mess with your style as well. But I feel it's very important when you start out with a project, because it always kind of helps others, I think, the viewers, if they see like what advice I would give to a person in this situation. I feel like proportions are very important, and you're kind of doing it right now with the move tool to get everything into the right shape, right?
Yeah.
But it's very important at the beginning not to go into too much detail. and to really stick with just the overall shape and to get that right, because all the details will be based on the big shape and kind of, yeah, I think you know what I mean.
I completely agree. Because I don't know exactly what I'm making, I'm kind of doing like a freehand. I'm kind of messing around at this point and letting it be whatever it wants to be. But I completely agree. Getting into the details and then having to resize things, it's not feasible. It's not the best thing to do. It doesn't really work, in my opinion, because then you'll have to go back and rework it and go back and rework it. Getting the base layer of things down first is what really can solidify a design into being more realistic, I think. Is there anyone commenting?
Yeah, lots of people are. It's sad that you can't see the screen.
I really wish I could.
You could try to just what is it, like, I don't know if you want to do that, but like open the window on YouTube and kind of have the stream the comments on the side, because many of the comments are, you know, just like comments, obviously not like questions, so
yeah,
so I won't be reading all of them loud.
Okay. Here, let me do that, because at this point I'm kind of going on autopilot. I'm not very interesting right now, and I apologize.
Well, it's fine that way, I think.
I just realized on my stream it has the picture H3H3.
Oh yeah, we should say that you have history about streaming, but I guess that's a whole nother story.
Okay, let's see what we got. I'm gonna start reading the stream, because I used to actually do some streaming. Here's the point where I'm actually going to do some talking. I used to stream a lot, probably every day for 4 or 5 hours on Twitch. That's not what I do anymore, but I found myself very comfortable with reading and talking to chat. Good morning from German. I imagine that's Germany. Yo.
You're finally taking that job off my shoulders. Like, what would you say?
Yes, I will gladly take it. No, it disappeared. Nope, that's not the right one.
Now everybody saw my face. Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's not like I'm hiding my face. It's just that's probably not very interesting.
Oh, great. I'm gonna have to pop up the window real quick. Okay. With you guys, didn't see you upload video for a long time. I'm 23.
I'm 21.
Indeed. At one point, I was actually calling him senpai, and I'm older, so that was interesting. Which software are you using, and are you using mouse or pen? I am using ZBrush, but mine is a modified configuration, so it's all pretty and purple and pink. We're both using ZBrush. I'm using a UG 2150, which is a 21 and a half inch graphics tablet.
It's quite cheap, right, compared to the Wacom stuff, right?
Oh yeah, it's the UG's $400 USD, US dollars, and that's
it has a screen.
Yes, it's a drawing screen. It's 21 and a half inches, which I don't know. Conversions, metric system. Help me.
Sorry, what was it? But the thing is, we measure screens in inch too, like wherever you are in the world.
It's 21 and a half inches.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows what 24 inches is for screens.
Okay, wonderful.
No worries.
My American side was showing. I use a UG 2150 as well. Great for the price, most certainly. I got mine for about $450, which brand new with a 2-year warranty. So I was actually very, very happy with it.
Wonderful. Yeah, I actually don't use a screen anymore. Like, I almost had all the tablets that Wacom offered at some point. I started out with a Bamboo, and then I had all kinds of Intuses at various sizes. But I always kept selling them because my situation changed and I kind of needed a different tool. And so basically, after having a Wacom Companion for a while, I'm back now again at the Intus, so screen separate. But it boils down to, it really is just a tool. You can't really achieve anything if you have the knowledge and skill about the subject.
Oh, most certainly. Most certainly. I couldn't agree more. There's a lot of people that don't feel like they can start out with just a pen and paper, but realistically, I feel personally that a lot of the skills you need for 3D sculpting and development are easily cultivated with drawing in 2D beforehand,
That's what I do a lot myself. I mentioned it before how I study lots of anatomy recently. And, well, before I get started with any sculpting or any digital drawing, at least, I keep drawing it on paper for many hours because it's just a lot faster, I feel. You can just make 10 sketches in an hour and have learned from it instead of like focusing too much on the technical aspects of making kind of the software work the way you want it to.
Yeah. I admittedly, because I've been so indoctrinated to using digital when I'm drawing on paper and I want to erase, I'll reach my hand up to the keyboard and hit Control Z.
The Control Z, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Quite a useful feature, though.
Yeah, if only it worked in real life. I'll just go back. It didn't turn out too well. Go back. Recently, I've gotten, I don't know how you say, used to. I'm gonna read the comments real quick so you don't have to, Daniel.
Thank you. Yeah.
I've gotten used to actually putting working mouths on my models because I was actually having trouble with when I was designing them to make the mouths look normal when they were actually spaced out so you could put the mouth in them. Do you know why that is? Because someone said, oh yeah, we're going to show how to rig up the mouth and make it work and do the teeth and the tongue, and they never did it in his anime character tutorial number 2.
Hey, who are you talking about?
I don't know. All right. Gustavo Campos. We use inches in my country for screen sizes as well. No problem. Wonderful. Thank you. I'm off the hook now. I was sitting here wondering how I'm subscribed to you because I didn't remember. Now I see you're the one who made the 3D anime models. Awesome channel. I was drawing up some stuff. Pardon?
No, nothing. Sorry.
I was drawing up some stuff and YouTube notification popped up. Wonderful. How hard is it to add particle vectors to your clothing meshes? Depends on your program. Yes. How hard is it to add particle vectors to your clothing meshes?
I didn't really get the question. Do you know what it means?
Vectors. I think it's
partial. You like forces on specific areas of the clothes?
Partial.
Well,
partial. I can't read. I'm sorry. I've been looking at text so long. I don't know if this is partial or particle.
I thought it was part. Oh, you read it as particles, but it says partial, right?
Okay, yeah, partial. I think it's partial. It's PARTICAL.
Oh man, I'm confused. Maybe he can clarify, or he or she can clarify the question.
What resources do you guys recommend to learn how to draw?
Oh well, draw. Just draw. No, I guess you just can use anything that's around you, really. The internet has so much to offer. As long as you have a paper and a pen. I'm one of those people who really doesn't know what kind of tools are really appropriate for, well, what you should have anyways. And like, you know how you have those realistic drawings and you really need actually some very soft pencils that can get very dark values in order to make it really look good for the depth. I never really went all the way out to buy those, but I still kept trying it and being frustrated about the results never turning out well. But the thing is, you still learn from it. So regardless of your tools, if you just try getting, like, make yourself little goals at a time and try reaching them one after another, and you'll improve for sure.
Most certainly. My advice to that, how to learn how to draw, everyone learns completely different. I mean, some people can be separated into categories. Some cannot. Hold on. Like a shirt that has a flame effect. Oh, wait. Did you guys already do a CG anime or something? Yes and no on my end. What about what about you, Daniel?
I wonder how many projects I've ever finished.
Oh man.
Sorry.
Before I left Twitch, I had like 3 or 4 completed character models for an anime that I was working on. Well, it wasn't an anime per se; it was a 3D animation, but the style of the characters was done in like a 3D chibi, because I was being lazy.
But I guess that's also a valid style on its own.
Mm.
I don't feel like it's anything less worth or something.
And then beyond Ellie's Beck, like if you wanted to make stars or elemental attributes to your clothing meshes, I have no idea on that end. That's more of the kind of the VFX side of things. What about you, Daniel?
If you wanted to make stars,
Like if you wanted to have like a burning animation set up on cloth or something like that, I think.
can you give me an example? Like,
Okay, let me read the chat again real quick. Like a shirt has a flame effect inside of it, and you see the fire coming off the clothing. I
wow,
think
that's so specific. It's challenging though.
Go
Well,
to the Blender forums and ask the Blender gods.
Well, here are my little bits of thoughts on it. Well, cloth is definitely recently, at least, better to do in these external, specialized softwares like Marvelous Designer, and they have these simulation features. But I feel like that you don't have too much influences on forces. But I feel then again, if you make some kind of fake collision meshes that kind of keep colliding with it, giving it the motion that you want to indicate, and then you kind of simulate smoke around it with other tools, whether it's Blender or any other smoke simulation tool, you could get to your effect. But then there is also another way of doing it, which is just kind of rigging the cloth, animating it, and I mean, if it was more for a game, you might want to figure out ways that kind of include rigged cloth or more like particles for smoke that are a bit rougher then, but that just depends so much on the situation, and it's really hard. Like, honestly, making fire, I don't think that any design studio for a big production movie or game would approve this idea for its technical complexity. Like fire coming out of the shirt of a person wearing it, with all the intersections and simulations, it sounds very tough. Like, if they don't have the resources to actually make that happen technically, there must be a good reason to stick with that instead of something else. Because usually with character designs, there is a goal, right? This character has this role in this movie. But then, there are hundreds of different ways how the character can be this character in the movie while being different. So they will just take something that kind of balances being easy to make and still conveying the message good enough.
That's how you get your clothes burned. Do you animate or as well, or just model? You can take that one, Daniel.
I just model at this point.
I do both, but I don't have any of my work up. Either models or animations. Let's see. What do you guys think of art school? I never went, and I don't plan on going.
Why?
Not because I hate it, because I do not have the money for it.
Yeah, I think it's the same situation for many people. Even I wouldn't have the opportunity to go, I feel.
Many art schools I know in the United States of America are incredibly expensive, unfortunately, which is a real shame. In my opinion, it's a big shame. I need to bump up my gear because I'm doing terrible. I should have. It's because I was doing other work today.
That's
We'll just say.
I really like to keep this stream without too many expectations and very casual.
No, it's gonna look good by the time I'm done. That's the only thing I can say for certainty is by the time I'm done with this model, it'll look good. It doesn't mean you'll be on stream.
That's good. That's a good one.
Let's see. This chat's moving fast. Learning game arts now. Oh, that's cool, Lucy. How do I get my nose out?
Like,
I'm scrolling back to see if that person has written something that's continuation. No, it's just how do I get my nose out?
Out of a sculpt, maybe? Like pulling it out of the model like this. Okay, sorry, I have no idea.
Oh my god. I look at the comparison between what we're working on. Yours looks amazing.
Don't worry about it too much. It's important that you just feel like for everybody. I'm saying this more like to the audience. Just have confidence about your project, enjoy it, and that's good enough. As long as you don't have a job and no one is forcing you into something, just enjoy that freedom.
I'm starting fresh. I don't know what you're on. I'm deleting this one. I just haven't warmed up. That's all it is. Okay, I'm gonna make that a pot. Wait, where'd it go? ZBrush is pulling tricks on me. Again. Oh wait, no.
I can share one very nice resource, by the way, that I use for studying faces recently. Like, there are many ways suggested always, like study anatomy, study this and that, take pictures and so on. But it's sometimes hard to find then actual faces and pictures to look at to study. And I was looking, as always, for like resources. And if you go to, do you guys know Sketchfab? I think it was the 3D viewing website, like where you can upload the models and you can view them.
I know of it.
Great. There are many head scans and body scans of people, like good quality scans. You just really have to search for, well, some keywords, scan or human scan or like
and be
human
very
reference.
Careful, because you might see some stuff that might terrify you, and then someone might keep linking it over and over again to you.
Really?
Really?
Okay.
Sorry.
Anyways, like if you just imagine this, what I have now in ZBrush was one of these head models. You can really look around from every angle and really zoom and realize finally what this shape of the head really looks like. So I really recommend it to make screenshots from there and do like overdrawings. Make notes of everything, every relationship that you notice, and do that from various angles, and it will help you to learn the shape, I feel.
Low key, he's actually recommending, like very low key, he's recommending that for me because I'm not doing too well.
Oh, stop that attitude.
I'm just playing. I'm gonna start reading chat again. Okay. Okay, we got stuff packed up or stacked up.
We have almost 50 viewers at this point. That's wonderful.
Oh no. This
Thanks,
is more
everybody.
viewers. This is more viewers than I would have on my channel. I feel embarrassed. I'm just kidding. All right, Starfire Hair Injustice is on fire. Heard it was a pain in the butt to make. I bet it was. It's a DC game.
Oh, wow. Some studios actually do that. Interesting.
I thought Daniel had done some of the animations for that Project Core thing.
True, I did, but I only did like a falling animation, which is basically a pose. And I tried to animate it, but I ended up using motion capture for the most part, so I can't really say that I'm too good of an animator in the end.
I don't remember you saying that in the video. The truth comes out. You used capture.
Well, that's how I remember it. I hope I'm not saying something wrong.
Oh wow. All it takes is time. I couldn't agree more, Ryu. How are you doing? I never expected to see you here.
Do we have some long time no see meeting in the chat?
Yes, we do. We have a good friend of mine.
Wonderful.
Ryu is a technical wizard, I would say, with the amount of information he knows about Blender. Certainly more than me.
Awesome. Great.
I need to read chat. Let's see. Hola, what programs are you guys using? I can answer this one. We're both using ZBrush. He's using the default color scheme, and I'm using the pretty color scheme.
I'm using ZBrush Core though.
Yeah.
Well, anyways.
Let's see what we got. All it takes is time. Yeah, those. Hola. What other programs you guys? What other programs do you use for modeling besides Blender? I'll let you take this one.
ZBrush.
ZBrush? What else do you use?
What I tried to get into recently is Maya and ZBrush, simply for the reason that it is used in
Industry
the
standard
positions, like the jobs that I might want to take up in the future. I'm just, trying to be a bit more career oriented at this point. Because, now I'm still a university student, but soon enough I'll have to get a job, so yeah, that's all I can say about that.
Alright, I'll go back to reading chat.
I'm really sorry to have you do that so much. You should also sculpt for a while, You can enjoy sculpting and, we can get back to it later. I can also see the chat. It's just that I'm not so...
I'm very keen on reading it.
Okay.
I'm not doing too well tonight. The pressure is on. Let's see. That nose is fucked up. Yes, it is. He will fix it. Wishing Iris. Thank you. Well, sometimes the best thing is to start from scratch. Most certainly. Hold on. Why are you acting up? I might use my mouse. Do you still make video games?
It is kind of at the moment my main purpose for doing modeling. Eventually I want to do video games probably. The thing is just that I really cannot move on too much without being able to make really good characters. So I guess my job for the next couple of years is just to keep practicing as much as I can so that the projects that I will participate in after that will turn out well.
I still plan. One of the things I wanted to talk to you,
Sure.
Daniel, was if you had known of any legitimate... I cannot do anything tonight correctly. If you'd known any legitimate projects that go around for game dev, I was hoping to get my hands wet into some of the writing.
Unfortunately, I really don't know much about what's like currently being developed out there.
Okay.
But we have a bunch of people watching, so
yeah.
So
I'm interested in writing, hopefully for one or two.
I think that Millennium is quite a good writer. Like, we worked together on this little game. He said before that his idea was kind of very big and everything, but kind of when we started to work, we kind of talked it very much down to slice of life scenario, slice of life genre game. So it was all about dialogues, and I kind of really liked the way he developed the characters and everything. And I guess he's really good at it. Like, I couldn't have done it at all. So if you have any projects, or if you heard of any projects, it'd be great if you could let me know.
Thank you. I'm gonna go back to read chat now. I'm rusty.
I have a question for you though.
Oh, go for it.
Like, to talk
please.
a bit about your... you're more of a writer, right? I'm still curious, why do you even bother getting into drawing and sculpting?
I have background in the film world, and that was really interesting for me because, I was on the set of a feature-length film that I helped produce. I did over 10 separate short films that were done all in like professional indie film style, where we had industry standard equipment with camera, lavalier microphones, sound guy, you name it, clackerboard and all.
The
And
clackerboard.
yeah, no, that I smashed my fingers a few times in it. It wasn't fun. Um, and you know that you're playing with the big toys when the tripod for the camera you're using is $18,000.
Indeed.
You know,
I
you know
totally know that.
you're playing with the big toys. But long story short, at many occasions I had to do multiple jobs for multiple people that weren't my own, that I had no business doing, no qualifications doing. And what came out of it was I realized that sometimes in some situations you can do everything. There's, if you have enough time, there's no limit to what you can do. And if you have to, you'll be surprised at what you're capable of. In that sense, I started learning 3D because I wanted to start animating. And I have a host of characters that people have never seen, even on my old stream, where I had done a few separate animations and liked it and really got my hands dirty or wet into it, rather.
And by the way, just because this is a very good point to mention it, I didn't yet. His links to his stuff is, by the way, in the description. So if anybody cares to check it out, definitely do so.
Yeah, I apologize, Daniel, because I'm taking all the screen time talking. I'm not even doing anything on. I'm just kind of here. Anyway, long story short, I realized that we as humans, we're capable of more things as long as we work really hard, whether it's in the spur of the moment where we try to do things that we've never done before, whether it's lead a group, be a project head, things of this nature, even just stopping a quarrel between two arguing parties. Human potential is just absolutely amazing. And one of the things I wanted to start working on animations. And with it, I came to, I guess, an understanding that the more you do, the easier things are. There are a lot of practices that require an immense amount of work, an immense amount of dedication, but they can translate to other things.
That's very, very motivational, actually, to listen to you talk like that.
Oh, thank you.
I agree with you in many ways on that one. And I feel that even in a more, more realistic career sense, in this industry, you will very often be confronted probably with like doing some jobs that are outside of your actual skill set, just because, you know, there's a team and somebody has to do it. So even if you're not like hired for that job, they might just ask you to please take care of it. I haven't been in the industry, just so you guys know, but like I listen to many opinions, and I feel that that is what could happen. Maybe you have more insight on that.
I completely agree. The world tries to pretend everything's so official, but when it comes down to it, everything's less official in this world than you would imagine. There's a lot of things that don't have necessarily doctrine to them, you know? Like people's, you know, if you work at a fast food place or something like that, some days they might have you clean the floor, the next day they might have you do something else. And that's the same, it's the same direction as something like real life is that, or working in some kind of industry, is that you might not necessarily be qualified, but you might be doing the job anyway. Which is kind of where I got my confidence in realizing I'm not supposed to do this. I'm not qualified for this kind of stuff. Why am I capable of doing it? It's not because I'm a genius. It's just because I stepped up and realized.
Hey, sorry. Go ahead. I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay. I'm able to do it if I try, so I'm going to go for it. That was it, basically.
By the way, I just wanted to mention, I think there is somebody in the comments now who you mentioned to me outside of the streams.
Yes. That's the one who I was talking about. Yeah. Let me read chat. Let me catch up on chat. I don't even know how many people are here. How many people are here? Maybe refresh the stream real quick.
About 50, 40, 50 or something. That's
Oh no, that's a
awesome. I feel
lot.
so honored. Yeah,
Everyone's
we
fan.
can. Yeah. Anyways, let's see what the comments are saying.
Can you guys show us your artwork, like drawings? Did we already read that one?
Oh, we should show drawings.
I'll
I'm not
I'll
prepared
start
for
with
that. Maybe.
I'll start with saying that I don't really release my work. I used to have a library of things, but they're well hidden now.
Well, that's fine too, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
Everybody has to kind of know for themselves how they want to go with their art.
I have a GPU with 4 gigabytes RAM. Is that enough to make a demo similar to Unreal's Kite engine? I think so, possibly, as long as you keep your assets low poly, and you're not rendering everything out. You should, even if the specs say that it won't run, there's a chance it will, and even if the specs say that it will run, there's a chance it won't. You'd have to find
I think
out
what it comes down
firsthand.
to is just do it, and whenever you fail, figure out the solution.
Most certainly. All right, gotta work our way through these comments. All right. Hey, I'm sub to Daniel. Has smiley tongue out face. Just a happy coincidence that you're here as well. I agree, Ryu. I wasn't expecting to talk to you guys, or well, you. Be weird if you brought Aku and Taya in here. That'd be interesting. How long do you guys has been modeling? I mean, when did you get started? I started about a year ago.
So you have to, like, give him credit for that. Starting out just a year ago and kind of having the
don't
motivation
do that,
to keep up.
because they're seeing what I'm making on stream.
Oh my god.
You say that?
No, okay, but my point is a different one. You don't have to be too what is it? Strict on like the actual outcome. What's important is that you have the motivation, that you're still invested into the topic and you're not giving up. Like just think about how my 3D work looked after a year. It was way worse. Just let me say this. After a year, it would be very surprising if anybody was a lot further than that. So.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna save this really quick, and I'm gonna show off something else I've done that's a little redeeming.
Yeah, definitely do so. Do something that makes you feel more comfortable.
No, I just want to show this off. That's why I went blank
first.
That's
perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine.
I think it was the Redemption project because I hadn't touched it in like 2 weeks, and I'm like, haha, I'm gonna make something without any reference and see what I can come up with. Okay, this looks horrible. What the heck? Anyway, there we go. This is something I made spur of the moment, so actually this doesn't even look very good.
Okay, I think we have to ban a few words from the screen from the stream. I think it's very important not to feel like something is good or bad.
Okay.
No, honestly though, I mean, like, of course, like, how do you even measure that in first place? And we're not really, like, the only situation where you can really say this is better than that is when you work for a job. I mean, if you're in a game studio and they will ask a bunch of artists to make something, but then you'll have arguments for it. You'll be able to say, this character is better because it emits more of the character that we have planned in the screen. But I mean, at this point, it's just practice, everything. It's just, and the real value. I mean, the purpose for why it was made was that we get better at it, right?
Yeah.
And so if you learned more out of that sculpt than I do with my sculpt right now, then yours is just way more valuable. So there are just so many arguments for saying that there is no good and bad in that kind of thing.
I will have to say this, that when I say that it's bad, I'm not saying it's objectively bad. I'm saying I'm capable of a lot more. I'm not able to draw up my potential in what I'm doing. That's what I'm saying when, oh, it's bad. It's because I'm capable of a lot more, and I've created projects that were much better. Um, but at the moment, I'm not doing very well.
I think one of the things that kind of always artists struggle with is that their eyes, their kind of understanding of things, is ahead of what kind of the hand can make, so that you always see your own mistakes very very strongly. But the hand struggle to keep up with making these changes. Well, fixing these changes, kind of. Do you
Yeah.
feel that? Maybe.
I would say that you most certainly can see the mistakes you've made more clearly than most. But I think that's necessarily true more people that are involved in the work.
Hmm.
Okay. I apologize for
Can I
using the
throw a
bad
question
word.
out for can I throw a question out to the people in the chat? I'm curious
Oh,
about
most certainly.
who else is kind of working alongside the stream. So it's interesting for me to hear if anybody's like using the stream as a chance to kind of start their own sculpts. Let's see what people answer.
Those eyes are too big.
Do you use a reference, by the way? I mean,
right now, I'm not. I'm trying to, as strange as it sounds, I'm trying to wake up my skills.
It makes a big difference. Like I'm using reference, for example. So
Oh,
just
you are?
for the stream too. Don't think that I'm like doing all of this out of my head. I do have pictures on a different screen here.
I'm going to catch up on a few of the questions or the comments real quick, and I'm going to go take a small break. So I beat my head against the wall. Just kidding. If you guys want to see Galaxy inside the clothing for comic material for DC Universe Online, I'm not sure how the merge, the particell vectors together like that. This is a process done in Unreal Engine 4. You can do 3D animation without knowing how to model, though. Most certainly. But I feel having a comprehensive understanding of how models are made and how to make them yourself can help you identify when they work and when they don't. If your subordinates bring you something and you don't necessarily know, God, who am I? Your subordinates. If people bring you something and you don't really know how models work or, how to animate them or make them, you might agree to something that looks terrible and you just don't necessarily have the capability to see it. And by terrible, if we're using Daniel standards, we'll say that it can't work correctly. Let's say the shoulder palettes, like when the arm moves, it goes straight into like the chin and you get clipping or something like that. The face looks so funny. Yes, Lucy, I agree. Can MSI gaming laptop support ZBrush? It probably can, but I would check the specifications of your laptop and cross-reference them with the Pixelogic website to find out and make sure.
Is it about ZBrush?
Yes.
Yeah. Well. Anyways, I think ZBrush it's surprising how even old devices can actually, you can do quite a lot in ZBrush with even old devices. I used a MacBook that is from 6 years ago, and it really works perfectly without any issues with ZBrush. So if you just want to get started with sculpting, you really don't have to worry too much about your hardware. Anyways, I guess sure.
One thing I want to say that actually is very relevant. Pixelogic offers a free sculpting program called Sculptus.
Exactly.
I don't even think you have to sign up. You just download it, and it basically is the same sculpting functions as ZBrush, using different brushes. Brushes being the different tools you use to manipulate the meshes themselves. But that is a great place to even try and see if you like this kind of stuff, you know? With that, I'm going to take a quick, I'm going to bow out for like 2 seconds.
It's okay. I haven't, like, I'll talk just now for everybody else for a moment. I haven't actually mentioned yet what I'm trying to do with my sculpt here, so I guess I can use the chance to quickly talk to you about that. Do you guys remember about a year ago when I started a video series that aimed at making a new character tutorial? I was starting out with asking for your suggestions and for what kind of character you'd like me to make, and I went on with making these concept arts. It was kind of a girl with blue hair, and I had a story for her and everything. So I kind of picked that up again. Yeah, I'm glad some people remembered in the chat. So I kind of picked that up again, and I'm planning to continue this project during the streams only. If it goes well, of course. Like, who knows how I'll feel next week. But I'm kind of trying to do a more realistic version of her just throughout the stream. So after the stream, I will just leave the file as it is and kind of try to pick up next week again. And hopefully this will lead us somewhere. And it will kind of be nice for you guys to see the progress too. And I think what kind of the reason why I stopped a year ago to work on it was that I didn't really feel comfortable about the details, because I had these drawings and I looked at them, and for many details I wasn't too sure what those were. Oh, and hey, are you back?
Yes, sorry. I just smacked my microphone with a pirate hat. I'm feeling much better.
Wonderful. I just explained what I was sculpting. I don't know if you heard.
A work of art is what it looks like.
Well, anyways.
I'm making an alien over here. Okay. Shall I read chat?
It's up to you, man. It's up to you.
All right, because I want to catch up to some of these comments, because people I think are really nice.
Everybody really appreciates you reading it, though, because I'm a bit guilty of not really getting to it. I'm so focused on the
Shame on you.
stuff.
Shame on you.
Yeah, no, really. Everybody takes so much time.
People are taking their time out to watch your streams and like your videos and like, notice me, senpai.
No, I feel guilty.
And you're like, go away.
No.
Go high. Be
Never
gone.
said that.
I'm just joking. Daniel is one of the nicest people you could meet. I've never heard him say anything bad about a fan. All right, we're gonna these comments. Is it even a serious question? A gaming laptop runs these programs like nothing. I agree. Thanks, because I'm getting one next year. Wonderful. I understand. Don't worry. Smiling weird nose face. Well, Ty is here lurking, XD. So how you been? I've been good. I've been working myself to the bone and really finding myself who I am. I'm missing streaming a little bit, to be honest. Sorry, Daniel, that one was aimed at me.
No, perfectly fine. Definitely talk to the people that you know.
Was it possible to create good animation? What's your spec anyway? I was able to create some pretty decent animations. Some basic textural environments, but it was never anything too complicated. When you're actually making animations, it's the rendering times that kill you. Even if your computer's not the best, if you leave it to render, it might take 7 hours, it might take 1. It really all depends on the workload you're putting on your machine. I have a hexa-core computer. It's an i7 68K, so it's hexa-core. It's got 6 cores in it, 6 gigabytes of video RAM. That's the card. It's a 1060 GTX with 16 gigabytes of 3000 speed memory, I believe. I'm more concerned about reading comments than I am working. Yeah, but the thing is you'll never really know how your system's going to react until you start using the programs and rendering. I built my machine for about $1,300 US dollars, and it works. It will run pretty much everything really decently well. I can work on things that are about 20 to 40 million.
Can I give one advice though to the people who are thinking about getting a new machine?
Of course,
I
Daniel.
have
This is
a
extreme.
I have a
Why
similar.
are you asking me?
I have a similar situation with something that I want to buy, and I mentioned it during my last stream actually. But I guess lots of new people are here, so let me say that again. I really want to get myself a VR headset, but
Same.
here's the thing: like it's similar to a computer basically. Um, if I get it, my reason for me getting it is I'm telling myself, yeah, you're going to do like VR games once you have it, and it's going to be awesome. So I'm like, yeah, let's buy it right now. Come on, Daniel. but then you have to slow yourself down. Actually, I feel like everybody who wants to get a new machine should put a goal to themselves. Like, I will buy it once I have made some content that I cannot render because I'm stuck with the technical side. Like until because you think ahead, right? You think ahead that I will do the project and then I will not be able to render it, so I need a computer now. But actually, you don't even have the project yet in most cases. So for me in my VR scenario, I'm like, so I won't buy a VR headset until I have a character done that I can actually look at in VR, because otherwise I'm just going to play games with it, which is not my excuse for allowing myself to spend all that money.
Thank you for that, because it reminded me of a funny story. So thanks to Daniel, my last computer died.
What?
And before you get any weird ideas, I was working about 18 hours a day for 3 months straight when I was working on the tutorial he did, because I was trying to learn every aspect of Blender at the same time and figure out poly modeling. And what transpired was my computer, it burnt out because I was using it so much. And it wasn't really a workhorse of a computer. And it was at that point when I'm like, I'm going to spend the $1,300. If I can burn out my computer in 3 months of incredibly intensive use, then yeah.
That's interesting.
You were there when I was building my computer, when I was building Priscilla.
Indeed.
Did you name yours Sarah?
Well, it's not like I use the name anywhere. Like I can just say the computer's name this and that.
Yeah, but when you were building it, did you name it Sarah? Like I named mine Priscilla.
The device name or something?
Did you name it that? Sorry, I'm stuttering.
I don't think I actually did it like as in settings. Like it's just an idea.
Sacrilege.
Sorry?
Sacrilege?
Sacrilege?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Let me get back to those comments because I feel bad for the people.
Sure.
That looks like the green girl from Kim Possible. I saw I think the movie with a sibling when it came out, but yeah, it kind of did. You're right about that. Yeah, right. Question mark. I'm confused. Lucy C. I see everything as stepping stones to the next level. Wonderful. Amen to that. The face is really pretty. I don't know.
Thank you for that comment. No, I mean that's for you. That's definitely for you.
I don't know
that.
A
very pretty face.
I'll gladly take it. Misinterpret. I'll take it. Is it okay when you have work that may not look the best? It's okay when you have. Thank you. Oh, great. Now your fans are consoling me. Thank you. Okay, that's back and forth. Okay, they're talking. Nice. Okay. That nose, it looks so good. I struggle with noses a bit. I think he's talking to you, Daniel. I think that's Ryu talking to you.
Should I explain a little bit about noses?
I'm sure. Let me scroll down.
Yeah, you can finish first a little bit to just catch up, and then I can.
Yeah, because I'm really far behind. I get that problem when Daniel is describing a lot when I'm drawing. What I missed? A lot. You missed a lot. I'm drawing while looking. That's what Wishing Iris said. So yes, it's 3 people working at the same time. Power's increased by 50%. I was drawing some random things, but not really working. Well,
Cool.
that's 100% increase, Daniel. 100%.
What? Sorry.
All the
What is this
references.
about? 100%?
Because it's 2 more people, and we're 2, so that's 100% increase.
Okay.
Right,
Got it.
100% operational power. All right. Yes. Question, or I think that was to your question. Artificial hype is also. Yep. I remember that. Lol. Yes, I remember. Ooh, nice. You know, Daniel, I might just give up on sculpting and read the chat.
If you feel comfortable doing that, that's fine. I think it's very important though to kind of have somebody to talk to on a stream. Like it really helps me out a ton. Like honestly, I feel a little bit bad for you to make you do all of that, but it's very valuable for me and I think everybody watching it. I hope that everybody's enjoying it.
You know what? I do not mind in the slightest. Thanks for inviting me on. I had a feeling you might have wanted me as a guest. I just hope things go well. I don't mind reading it. In fact, I think I'll probably do that for the rest of this because I'm not really feeling in the sculpting mood. I was surprised when you asked if you want to do a dual sculpt. But moving on. Do you guys know Cesar Salcedo? I saw his John Boyega script with Blender, and it was amazing. I'm not aware of that person. Are you?
Me neither. No, sorry.
This reminds me of Level Up art channel. The one guy focuses.
I love that channel. Yeah.
That guy focuses on comments. Cool.
Oh, is it that way over there?
I don't know.
Yeah, it might be. The thing is, they invite or they interview kind of different people every time. But there are various channels actually who do that. I know about 2 others kind of do that.
It's nice to have someone able to focus on the comments so you can focus on the art. It's the best of both worlds, lol. Ryu? Yes, indeed. I just wish I wasn't so out of practice. I haven't streamed in like a month. I bought my Titan GPU and promised myself that I would make at least 3 animation shorts, and I did.
Oh,
bravo.
Great. You did actually. That's wonderful. It's very hard to stick with those goals.
Amazing.
That's a very good example for people to look at.
Daniel did name his character Rick Sarah. Technically, he didn't name it. Technically, I named it.
That's true. He's the guy who named it.
Short story time, because I still want to get to the bottom of this, because I feel really bad not reading everyone's comments.
Go ahead.
So we started working on a project, and are you okay with me dropping the name of it?
Sure, go ahead.
It's called ADAT-BC. It's called A Day at the Batting Cages. It is a weird title, but anyway, 2 of the main characters that you interact with in the demo itself that I wrote, that's like something like 50, 60 pages. There's 2 characters you interact with. Now, the character Sarah is based off Daniel's personality.
Oh my god.
So, Sarah is a nurse. If you guys probably didn't see the early sketches of her, but she's a nurse, and she actually had a syringe, like, in an apron
Can
at
we
one
quickly
point.
mention the setting a little bit, like what kind of world it is set in?
Yes, it is a steampunk world.
Because if it was like nowadays, it would kind of sound very weird.
Yes, and they're all students at a university called EMU, Electronics. Oh my God, it's been like I can't even remember what it's called. It's the EMU. They call it EMU. It's the university EMU. Anyway, he started with Sarah first, because when I originally wrote Sarah, he's like, I like Priscilla more. The other character, Priscilla, was based off my personality. He's like, I really like Priscilla more. I don't think that's a good thing. I think I should like them equally. I'm like, okay. So I took more time out. I modeled the character after Daniel's personality, and then I sent him back the script, and he's like, this is amazing. This is wonderful.
Oh, that's hilarious to hear it again. I missed hearing this story from your mouth. Sorry, go ahead.
No problem. It's better with you here. So, God, I turned a short story into a long one. I apologize. I'm gonna get to the comments. I
Everybody
promise.
loves it, I'm sure.
I hope so. So we love the character that I wrote based off his personality, and we balanced the two main characters that have heavy interactions with the player. Um, anyway, since Priscilla was based off my personality, and this is almost a year ago when we started working together on this project. That's about the time my computer burnt out and I had to build a new one. It took me 2 weeks to build this because it's a Franken machine. It's got parts that don't necessarily go together. Make sure you research compatibility before you order the parts if you're building your own machine. And I named my computer Priscilla. She's the snow queen, or the snowflake, because of her character design and personality. Sometimes she's very cold, like me. So when Daniel made Sarah, I had to sit on my hands and not type, that character's name is Sarah. That's Sarah that I wrote. That's a character I wrote based off Daniel. I have been waiting a year to tell everyone this, like blurt it out to everyone. They're like, oh yeah, that was a cool character. I'm like, that character's name's Sarah. She's sweet. In one of the dialogues, she actually bakes Daniel, or not Daniel, but she bakes cookies as Daniel would. And offers them to the player.
That's so
As a
awkward.
character, sweet.
But yeah, well, you did a great job on the story and the dialogues and the character development.
Well, thank you.
I enjoyed it.
You know, it wouldn't have come out so well if we hadn't worked together, because you would tell me things on the script that didn't really work for you, and when I went back and looked at them, I found out that they didn't work for me either. And some of the points we had long debates on, and then we finally figured out the middle ground. They worked out for the most part. Every suggestion you have, I went and took in and made it usable. I made it feasible.
I'm really grateful for that too, because it's very hard to balance out your critique. Like, are you being too selfish? Are you not taking in like the other person's feedback? Like, you want to have both. Say your critique, but accept compromises. That's what you learn in teamwork, sort of.
No, certainly. Oh man, these comments are piling up. All right, are you guys both in Japan? I'm gonna answer this. Daniel is currently in Japan. I am not. I'm in the U.S. of A. in California. Haha, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. You guys name your computers. Yes, because our computers hold and contain our hopes and dreams for the future. Priscilla is a workhorse. But anyway, moving on. I named my current laptop PC. Wonderful, Lucy. Vic, we should oh God. Don't tell them to call me Vic. We should catch up sometimes. I'd like to hear how things have been, what you've learned. Ryu, most certainly. I will send you a message I will find you in the next couple days. I will send you a message. We'll catch up. I felt like things were a little left unfinished between us because I just disappeared. I hope you know that I gave you my server when I left. Read the chat for now. The chat needs you. Yes, Lucy. And at Daniel, you don't have to explain it to me unless others here would like to know or you want to. He's talking about the nose. I just need to improve my visual library and get more experience with them, all the practice. Do you want to respond to that?
To the nose?
Yeah, I guess he was just telling
you. Will you allow me to do a little, what is it? Kind of trip into the world of noses? You'll have a hard time to catch up in the comments.
Yeah, go.
I'll sum it up quickly. So because there's basically a couple of shapes that I kind of really liked after studying it for the nose for a couple of weeks. Kind of want to point them out quickly. So basically, if you look at the skull, it kind of has like the hole, and it goes to about here, like the bone structure actually. This means that you have basically this little step, this little part where it gets thicker around this area. So that's one thing that you have. Then next, there will be kind of... can you help me out for a second? What was the name again of the soft cartilage? Is that
yes.
It? Yes, I remember. Somebody taught me that actually on my last stream. I was like, what is this again? It's not a bone, it's not a muscle, it's the other thing.
It's what sharks are made out of.
And so you have that here next up anyways, which is kind of flat. And then you have laid on top of that this kind of very weirdly shaped one, which is kind of, I'll try to mask it so that you can kind of see the shape better. Kind of goes like this. And what's interesting about it now is that it actually covers this part. So when you look at it from here, you'll have here a little bit of a corner towards this area, and then this will overlap. I'll try to make it exaggerated. Overlap this lower part. You'll have a little step that goes upwards actually, and then on the lower part here you have a little bit of a fat tissue that's kind of folded below it, and it kind of actually folds inside, so you have this continuing inwards. And then down here, you're just basically connecting then to the next parts of the face, and there you might want to look at the anatomy separately. But I guess that's kind of quick summary of the most important features of the nose.
Okay, I'll go back to reading comments. I get to, every single time I have to bring up this thing, I get to see what my background, dang it, it's Zero. It's Zero from Drakengard, as if anyone likes her. Like, I like Zero, but like, I don't, like, I have a love-hate relationship with that character. Let's see, where are we at? Which, if you like making 3D models and need VR headset, then VR chat is the game for you. Yes, I actually just started looking at that. I was thinking that would be a great... VR chat is basically your VR, but you're interacting with an avatar that is 3D. And it's customizable. The places, the locations, the people, the props, everything is basically user-friendly, or user-made. Well, it doesn't have to be, but you could interact with Sarah. That'd be a little bit weird.
Perfect.
So she has her hair physics done. But VR chat is awesome. I just started looking at it. I think it's a completely underutilized concept because people just do it, and they're doing kind of weird, like Second... You know what Second Life is?
Yeah, back then.
They're doing a lot of Second Life role play stuff. I kind of see it as like a business application that you could run an artificial setup there. You could do a lot with it that could be used in a business sense if you were, let's say, in California and let's say in Japan.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue on. Can you tell Daniel I said he's a sweetheart? Also, Millennium, you're a cool dude. Oh, why, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
And he totally is a sweetheart.
And he totally is a cool dude.
Thank you. I was hoping you were going to have the sweetheart.
Let's compliment each other to get more confidence. That's a wonderful strategy.
It's like Bakugan all over again, or Bakugan. I don't know. I only saw the first 3 episodes of that. I watched a different one that was like called Barakuman or something like that. And it was about this calligraphy dude.
I know that one, yeah.
I liked it.
Completely different story, but it's really enjoyable.
Most certainly. All right. Okay, where are we? When I stream, I always have a hell trying to do both, and I never get anything done. I think he's talking about reading comments and working.
Yeah.
Ray Akuma Arts, also known as Ryu. If you guys didn't realize, when I'm referring to Ryu, I'm talking about the dude with the anime character. He made that himself. What do you stream? So girly. So Daniel is girly. He did have the nurse sketch but he did have the nurse sketch to Sarah. Yes, he did. Yeah, I wouldn't say Daniel's girly. He's a
actually,
sweet.
Like about why she became a nurse in the story. It was because of my job, basically, right?
Oh yes, I completely forgot.
It's kind of interesting backstory. Otherwise, everybody keeps thinking that I'm just having a nurse fetish or something.
Yeah.
No, I was actually working as a paramedic back then, like 1 year ago at this point.
When we were talking, yeah, it was about a year ago.
Yeah, so out of that story, out of that background, basically, it was just, okay, let's make a nurse.
And mine was...
The image of nurse is kind of very misleading, maybe, even. Basically, it was just, a normal person. It was just to give her a bit of character, things that she would wear, things that kind of you can recognize her, or identify her with. Just character design strategies, basically. But anyways, I shouldn't destroy a story with logic and arguments.
No, they want to believe that you're secretly evil, but yeah, I know the man, and he's got no bad points. Your fangirls can be like, oh my goodness,
anyways, let's move on.
Lucy C. Blender mostly. This is Dan or Ryu referring to Lucy C. Um, Blender mostly. Sometimes I stream Krita, but I can't draw, so not very often. Okay. Daniel has fetish on nurses, or was it Millennium? Okay, first of
That's
all,
what I was kind of answering to.
I'm the one who, yeah, I'm the one who wrote the character, so come on. No, he doesn't. At least I don't think so. So basically, you made two girl characters based on your both personalities, not fearing they could get shipped. Interesting. Yeah, I wrote it and didn't worry about that. Did you even think about that, Daniel?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that one.
Okay, so here, let me reread the comment. So you basically made two girl characters based on both your personalities, not fearing they could get shipped.
Shipped as in
Romantically involved in people's fantasies and fan.
Now I'm getting worried. Isn't that? No, I don't care actually.
Yeah, that's someone else.
I don't mind.
They're not literally us.
Yeah.
That would be weird. They just kind of have the best point.
Oh, by the way, because we didn't mention like what happened to the project ever.
What's on hiatus?
Can I mention that quickly?
Of course.
Basically, like both of us, I feel, want to keep getting better at their skills. So we have the script pretty much done. Like Millennium did a great job on finishing his part of the work, but I wanted to kind of take a bit more time and learn my character art. So basically, it is there, and it is something I really want to do in the future. It is a project I'll definitely come back to, and so someday in the future we'll hopefully see that.
No, certainly. It's not dead. It's just put on the back burner for now. I want to finish the game. I want to finish writing for it personally because I had a great time with the characters. I had a great time working out the game mechanics and being like, Daniel, can we do this? And then he would go, that's not technically possible in VR. And I'm like, oh, okay.
It's basically, though, just a slice of life scene, right? We wanted to focus it on interaction between the player and the characters.
But it's free of cliches. And if there are any cliches, it's done in...
Yeah, there are some, I guess, but it's more of... I think... well, I'll let you describe it. What is it to you?
To me, it's what slice of life should be. And I'm not saying it's absolutely amazing, but I mean it's a slice of an interesting, interactive life that is
in
unique.
A different world, even.
Yeah, it's totally unique. It's in a different world, but it's relatable and understandable. The pressures are the same, and the desires are basically the same. The characters are believable in the sense that they're relatable, because they're all students and they're just trying to have a good time while they're balancing out work. And one of the things they do is spend time together.
Exactly.
Okay, I've got to get on these comments, man. Okay, I love the backstory. Thank you, MD. Or maybe... Oh God, are you? Or maybe hoping they'd be shipped. No, that. The only way that Priscilla and Sarah are really gonna get officially shipped is if for some, I don't know, God unknown reason, is that I send my computer to Japan and then Daniel puts it in a box with his computer and then he ships it somewhere. Okay, I was on a Niantic anime in the manga section recently. I found some good anime drawing posts. I can clearly see some very dedicated 9gagger posting everything related to their fetish, from lolly to thick. Lucy, why are you telling us that? I don't... What? Oh, man. Hold on. I dropped... Okay. Well, I suppose it takes dedication. There's also a few dedicated in posting hentai pictures that get removed after a few minutes. Again, why are you telling me this? How is Japan? How's J-Pin, Daniel?
Japan is wonderful and very different from what people probably think it is, but it is wonderful. Like, don't come here and expect it is the world of anime, and I guess you guys know that. I shouldn't have to say that. But basically, it's just a country with very nice people. They're very interested in foreign countries, and they're very appreciative of basically everything. Just you coming, having interest in their culture, and so very, very humble, very appreciative people, in my view at least. I really enjoy my time here. Although the university where I study is filled with students from all around the world. So on my campus we have like students from I think 80 different countries. Like really almost every place in the world there are some people here. Even Austria.
All right, I gotta tell this story. This was back when I had first met. Dang it, I should read chat. I'm gonna tell the story anyway. This is back when I first met Daniel and we started working together about a year ago or so. And I was in a band at the time. I had started a band because I do have that side of my life. And I was sitting down with my guitarist, and I had just met him because I had just moved to the area. Actually, the day I started my band was when I moved into a new house. And we had an audition and whatnot. I'm going to join my band. And anyway, I was sitting down with him, and I'm like, I'm working on this project with this Austrian guy. He's an EMT. He's a paramedic named Daniel Koiter. I know I'm not pronouncing that properly. Anyway, he's like, so how do you guys communicate? And I'm like, well, he speaks English. He speaks really, really good English. And he's like, well, doesn't he speak in Austrianese sometimes?
Austrianese.
And he was serious.
Oh, that's the point of the story.
So yes, even people from Austria. All right, that's a dumb story. I don't know why I told that one. Okay, Ryu says ominous XD. My name isn't Lucy. When I made a YouTube account for viewing stuff, I randomly typed my name. I just randomly typed my name. Okay. I'm still going to call you Lucy because I don't have anything else to call you. Lisi. It's better than Lisi. I'm going to call you Lucy. I love sushi.
Talking about YouTube names.
Yeah.
Even if you will never have a career, think a bit longer than a couple of seconds before you make a YouTube name. I'm glad that YouTube offered me the chance to kind of change my name, but the thing is the URL is still the same. That's what it used to be. So, whatever. Nobody knows, hopefully.
I know. Okay, get back to it. I love sushi. They are amazing. Yes, sushi is an amazing person. XD happens lol. You can change it or you want to. Not that you have to, mind you. I think you're talking about YouTube name. If I wasn't mistaken, did Millennium just pronounce it Lucy? Yes, I'm calling you Lucy because your thing is pink. Your avatar is pink, and it's giving me Elfin Lied flashbacks. Love that show. I know it was in many ways it was terrible, but to me it was an amazing show and I loved it. Oh my god, I love VR chat. I want to make stuff for that game. Same here. I just don't have $400 to spend on VR. Yes. You want to speak to that?
Oh, I wish I could get a VR headset.
Same here. Oh, by the way, we are developing. At the point a year ago, we were developing for VR. Neither of us had done VR.
Did we even mention that this game that we kept talking about, that it was an idea for VR?
No, I don't think we did. Take it away, Daniel.
Oh well, I mean, yeah, there you have it. It was designed to be a VR game. It's basically about you in VR interacting with your friends in this different world.
So you can have friends.
That's basically the whole point of the game.
Yep. Yeah. Well, you've done VR. I haven't even done VR. I was writing for a game and I haven't even done VR.
I have little experience myself. I could try it at like demos a couple of times in my life, but that's like less than 2 hours maybe. Ever.
Okay, moving on. Just want to drop in and say thank you for the tutorials. I have done your 2 anime tutorials for Blender and it's taught me a lot.
Amazing. Applause.
Someone besides myself made it through one of them. Absolutely wonderful.
Through both of them.
Oh yeah, he's my senpai on that. I'm his Megane Kohai. His Neko Megane Kohai.
Let's see if this person will also make it through my 3rd tutorial. That will someday in the future be released.
I was like, yeah, the third one.
The next
The
one
only
will
reason-
be about sculpting, so it will be hard.
Okay. The only reason I didn't ever do the first one is because when I asked you, you're like, no, just do the
Yeah,
second.
no, I agree though. That's still my opinion. I improved in the second one, but I still think that the second one is even very flawed, as in teaching. I mean, it helps people, obviously. I'm really glad that people gain a lot from it, but I feel like I have to do it better.
Yeah. Let's see. Moving back to the comments. Love Fest in here, says MD. I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, do you have something to say?
No, nothing. Perfect.
Okay. Like from all the tutorials for anime characters, models, tutorials, Daniel's one is gold. I completely agree. That's the only reason I started watching his videos, and then next thing you know, we're friends. You have a heart of gold, Daniel. Don't let him take it from you.
Let's move on, I guess.
Demon Souls reference. Am I the only one who don't know how to draw? I don't know how to draw either. I don't know what your name is, but we're gonna call you Mirror Man because it looks like you're taking a picture of yourself in the mirror.
Mirror
Baku.
Man.
Oh, that's a really inspiring anime. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Daniel.
Nothing. I just thought the name that you made up was interesting.
Well, I mean, I've got to give people names. Lucy, talking about game making anime, new game is good, except the fact it's full of moe girls and cliche fan service, which is what I don't like at all. Well, good luck, Lucy, because, good news, rather. When the game comes out, you're going to be pleasantly surprised, because this doesn't have any cliches in it, and it's not moe. They have a cute design, but they're not cute girls doing cute things. They're capable individuals.
I think we kind of focused a lot on making it
realistic
what is it? At least have a sense of
these are living, breathing characters.
Living people, individualists. Well, no, what was I saying? The thing is just that we kept it kind of on a more mature level, as not in that sense. That's why I'm kind of struggling to find the right words. As in you have like real conversations about topics, not just like cute. There we go.
Oh, what kind of tea party are we gonna have today?
Yeah. Tea party.
Yeah, there are no tea parties. Okay, moving on. I must become a nurse because Daniel has a nurse fetish. Oh no. We're just gonna let that one slide. Boo on that ship joke. What the hell? What the hell?
People loved it, I'm sure. We're like half an hour late on the topic.
I know. I'm so bad at this. I feel bad because it's just like a time capsule. It's like, where is this from?
It's really interesting.
That message was not meant for you, Millennium, and I'm not pronounced Lucy. Then what are you? Because all right, call them Lick. I'm gonna call them Lucy. Oh no. Hello, Aubrey, Vincent, Beardsley. Hello.
Hello, everybody.
I would pronounce it as Lick or something like this. I'm gonna call it Lucy. Daniel Coiter, really? I changed mine and attached the new URL to it, but I didn't already have one, so never mind. I would just like to say that this was probably back when you could change them. You can't anymore. You have to. Oh wait, no.
Really?
You have to have 100 100 subscribers before you can change your thing now.
That's how it's done. Okay.
So I couldn't change mine because I've only got like 20. Okay, moving on. I made it though both, I made it through both, hoping for the third. Same here, Ryu. Oh, I didn't know you made it. You never told me that. All the compliments, love fest. Lol, Millennium just sounded like Genji when he quoted that line. Okay, I was actually trying to be Stockpile Thomas from Demon Souls, and he's kind of like medievalish, but cool. I guess I sound like Genji. I'm okay with that. Okay, this is Jonathan Barber. He's the other one that went through the multiple tutorial series.
Ah, okay.
Um, I'm just gonna. Uh, you guys can look at something I did without reference images a while back, so you guys can look at her. This was an experiment I did. You can look at her while I read the chat. Okay, where are we? I'm okay with that. Blender now has the Dymo sculpting. The first one, it's hard to find the original reference image. I found it on a forum in the Blender community. The Dropbox link doesn't work. You should get on that, Daniel.
Didn't Dropbox? Dropbox quit their their public shared folders. I guess all my stuff that's on Dropbox is not available anymore.
No.
Sorry, which tutorial is that for? Because I think I have links for Google Drive and Dropbox on all the videos.
The first one.
The first series. Let me write that down somewhere. I guess I'll have to take care of that.
I can remind you if you want. You can just keep sculpting. I'll send you a message afterwards.
I will just write it down quickly.
I'm your secretary.
Thanks though for pointing that out. I'm sorry that I don't get to comment too much on my old videos anymore, but it's quite hard to keep up, especially because when questions keep repeating, I don't even know like what people can actually find out themselves by reading the comments and what hasn't been asked yet. I'll try my best to get back up to date.
Look at those magnificent horns.
Beautiful. Did you use some like animal as kind of reference?
No, I just went.
You know what it reminds me of? Like the part in the hair. It kind of reminds me of the eyes of an insect.
Yeah, that's what everyone says.
Really?
Yeah, that's what Ryu and Tai and everyone said. Let's see. Hey Daniel, I watched your tutorials and finished them now. I'm finishing school as a game concept artist and 3D modeler next December. Next semester in my school, we are doing a VR game for Google.
Oh wow, there's a person who actually is in art school and does do projects. That's amazing.
You gotta clap.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm kind of curious. If the person wants to share more, I'd be very happy to talk about that if we get another comment with like more information.
Only just joined the stream. Is there any in-game engine footage of what you've done so far? Nope.
Yes, so sorry. We only have the character designs.
Cute, sir. And I'm still waiting. I have to confess this. This is stream confessions. I'm still waiting. I am still waiting to see Priscilla made. Because Sarah's made. Daniel's character.
Isn't Priscilla made?
No, Priscilla's not made.
Did we decide not to take the design that we have?
Well, I mean, the 3D sculpture's not made.
Okay, but I think Sarah is not made in 3D either.
Yes, she is.
Oh, damn it. But I'm not happy with how it turned out. Like, to me personally, I am remaking both, like, without question.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. But we have drawings of both characters.
Yeah, I mean, the concept art is done, which is lovely, by the way. Makes me jealous. All right, moving on. Oh my God.
Sorry to make it so long. How long do you want to continue?
I'm good for the rest of the night.
We're at 1.5 hours. Like, if you don't mind, I think we can try to aim for 2 hours for today.
We can go longer. I'm actually enjoying myself, and I think this is beneficial.
I hope you do. Let's just then go like ahead a bit longer and just see how it goes.
You tell me when you're not feeling it, and I'll tell you when.
Because I'm just so in the flow and kind of this trance state of just sculpting.
Keep going. I'll tell you when. We'll just say when.
Okay.
All right.
Because just let me know about you. I mean.
Silence. All right. Okay. The guy that has Japanese name, I guess it's Erida, but I might be wrong. He's just gonna be the mirror man. Thank you, Gustavos. Gustavo.
Oh, that's the mirror.
Artificial height. You mean she's not gonna run to school with toast in her mouth. She's probably not gonna run, considering that she has syringes in her apron, and
But
and
I don't
she's
feel anything is wrong about those cliches actually. Like if you make use of cliches, you can use it as humor. But I feel like your story shouldn't, your character's personality shouldn't be based too much on that stuff. Like
agreed.
if you still have the serious core character, you can make some fun of, oh, look at how they always have this cliche, and just like implement it somehow in a funny way.
You can like do what like Mysterious Girlfriend X did and just throw everything out the window. But I will be honest, you probably won't see that artificial hype in the script, because it's not my style to make parodies of things. I like taking real world inspiration and using that, because I feel it's more relatable than just making parodies or making fun of what exists in the whatever industry that you're working in. It's like cliche and like Drakengard 3. I love the game, but sometimes instead of being a parody of bad game design, it is bad game design, and I say that with as much love as I can.
Interesting. Yeah, can happen.
So sometimes people they take that border and then they stop. They, instead of crossing it, or instead of straddling that border, they cross it and they don't realize it. So I try to keep my works pure in that regard, that it's all fresh. At least I try to make it fresh. Continuing. Artificial hype, smiley face, Raffle. Thank you, Daniel, for your help. My hope in the model, a Pokemon Red/Blue/Green in-game 3D modeling and rigging Blender and using Unreal. Decent. I like it. I'm subscribed with notifications turned on, so I look forward to your third tutorial.
Great, thanks. I'll do my best.
Now you have like what, 3 people that are gonna definitely do it. You have to do it now.
But am I not actually doing sort of that thing with the stream right now? Okay, that's a bad excuse. But I mean, if I continue this project, like if I save this file as it is, and then continue next stream, you can basically watch the whole creation process of this character. And I can do an edited version. Like I can take the recordings and do time lapse and like comment on every decision. Well, anyways, I should make a proper job.
Daniel, real quick, is your stream still going? Because mine froze up and it stopped on my tablet. You might want to make sure you're still broadcasting.
Okay. Let me check.
No, it's going.
Yeah, I think it's going. If anybody in the chat has problems, let us know.
Yeah, it's going. Okay. Okay, we're getting close to the bottom. We're getting close to the bottom.
Yeah, people are saying the stream is working, so.
Do you think we can make a game on Unity with that kind of team? ? Okay. Mirror Man. My team used to make VN visual novels on RenP. One of yous want to make 3D game on Unity, but none of us know how to make a character. We know how to make guns and monsters. I'm learning 3D model from you, Daniel. Do you think we can make a game on Unity with that kind of team? Can I answer this one?
Definitely, go ahead. I'll also give my comments afterwards, but go ahead first.
Most certainly. If you have the resolve to do it and you're open to seeing what your weaknesses are and you've got some free time, there's no reason why you guys can't do it, as long as you guys remain not necessarily motivated, but dedicated to work very hard in it. And work smart and work hard. Cut corners in terms of time preservation, but not quality.
I agree with you on that, but I also feel that you can always try to drag this new topic that you're trying to learn into the skill set that you already have. So when you say that you're good at monsters or mechanical things, you can try to make a character that kind of a character with lots of armor or something, and then you start to get into something you're more comfortable with in first place. But I would say don't give up at all. Like just learn it. It will take time, but Unity is a great engine. You're not technically limited. You have everything you need, as in tools. So all you need is maybe a few new people on your team, or maybe yourself learning a new skill set. So I just think it's really awesome that you guys are really doing this. I don't know if you're doing it as part of a I don't know, university club, or if it's a company, a studio, or what it is, but I really wish you guys good luck with that. It sounds very exciting.
Wonderful. If I may throw out a recommendation, and I don't actually have any experience in this, but I think this might be a logical step, aim at making a demo.
Thank you for
a small
pointing that
portion.
out.
Because for two reasons. One, if you have a demo, it can be a realistic goal to complete it in a decent amount of time. You can have it with your team and examine if you guys want to go further, because you might absolutely hate it and want to stick with VNs, virtual novels.
There is a way how... sorry to interrupt you.
No, go for it.
There is a way how, like, these people... I heard it sometimes being put in these words anyways. At the beginning, try to make the least... What is it? The smallest feasible prototype or something? What is it called? Like, limit it as much as possible without kind of losing what it should be at the end. Maybe somebody in the comments knows what I'm referring to, but it's almost in every industry, where before you go for a production of any project, before you do it bigger, oh, there it is, thank you, Alian Snow, minimum viable product, MVP.
Nice.
That's a very, very good strategy even for art. Do the small, with the least possible effort, try to make your project happen. And then, you'll just know if this is something you can continue doing, or if you need to change something.
I'm going to say my last point, and we'll move
please.
on. Nope. So the other reason to have it as most viable product, or minimal viable product, whatever it was, because my memory's that of a goldfish now, I forgot what it was, is you want to be able to look at it after an amount of time, again, decide if you want to do it, and it will be a motivation to, okay, we actually got a result from it. Because if you work on a large project by itself without having anything necessarily under your belt like that project, and you just constantly work on this project, and let's say it comes out amazing and you do good work, it's for the morale of the project. And I'm not talking about being motivated, I'm talking about the morale of finishing the project. It's very hard to keep going when you get nothing in return for an insane amount of hard work. So that's my 2 points of why you should start off with something small for the project. I mean, in hopes of doing the entire project, but definitely do something small so that you can have a testing ground to see if you even like it, and not to brutalize your spirits to the point where you never want to open those programs again. Okay. I should really be writing my essay right now. You guys are too fun. Well, thank you.
Wonderful.
I'm glad we're making a good team. Yeah, I did, ? We talked about it before. I said I wish it existed when I first started. Would have saved it a couple years. Oh, yeah. Ree's talking about your anime tutorials, that because he's been involved with work for 5+ years. And he was saying, I think it's 5+ years. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I'll get to it in 15 minutes or so. And he was saying that he wished your tutorials had existed a long time ago, so that he could not have to figure out so many things on his own, or just, Gustavo, is your name Areda? Lucy, the purple hair girl looks emo. That's not actually hair, those are horns. It was cool, though. Don't know what you're talking about. Oh, that girl looks amazing, Millennium. Why, thank you, Gustavo. It was cool, though. I think it's actually a good thing, as it forces people to learn how to find their own reference images or draw them. Either way, good practice. I agree. Yes, we want Priscilla. That's not how Priscilla is spelled, but I completely agree. I'm studying game art. You know what, Lucy? I'm just going to start reading your things in a different voice. I'm studying game arts.
Oh, that's not the
Still
right
in my
voice. That's not the
foundation.
right voice. You can't do that to the people who subscribe to this channel.
Okay. I'm studying. I'm. What you want about? I'm studying game arts. Still in foundation. Okay, I can't. No. Help me, baby Jesus. I'm studying game arts. Still in foundation. My drawings are still bad, though. Learning anatomy these days. I need practice. MD. Sarah is really good. Yes, I agree. And Priscilla would be really good, too. You are your own hardest critic, Daniel.
Well, everybody should be, probably.
Yeah. Did you upload this video after live? It will be uploaded after it's live.
Yes.
It is live right now.
It will probably take a day or two. There are a few things I need to check in the settings and everything, but it will be uploaded afterwards.
It's going to take him a while. He's basically going to edit it out every single time in the video.
No. I won't edit anything. It will be the real thing.
Let's see. Oh, man.
Hey, I feel so bad for you, for Lucy. We're not making fun of you. I mean, I'm calling that person Lucy too. No, we're not meaning it in any bad way.
It's a loving nickname. Daniel's incapable of being mean. Models look great. I'll take this as a compliment as well. What's your YouTube channel, Millennium? I don't actually have one. Active stuff. If you want to get in contact with me, my blog is in the description, which I have 3 posts on from like a year ago, and it has my email. That's for business contacts or something like that. I don't really interact with anyone anymore. I used to have a Twitch channel, which I was constantly active on, but now I'm just kind of solo while I'm honing my skills. And
I think there are many people out there actually who have a lot to share, a lot of knowledge, but they kind of stay hidden.
Yeah. Oh, there's something like Eternal used to stream for upwards of 6 hours XD. That is true, but I have to tell, I gotta give commendations where they are deserved. Ray Akuma Arts, I have seen him stream for about 30 hours straight.
Is that like a challenge, like comparing how long you can stream at once?
No, it's not a challenge. He's just the guy that does it.
Oh, wow.
Trust me, he is the guy.
I always have lots of respect for people who can do that.
Most certainly. I've never met anyone who streams as dedicatedly as he does in terms of time and length, and honestly good qualities as well. Moving on. Whoops. What's up with the toast in the mouth? How about a hot dog? Chin chin. Okay, moving on. Gustavo's Campos, yes. Okay, Erida, I think it was. Right in school, toast in the mouth. I cringed every time I saw that. I do myself, but not so much in the Evangelion episode, the one where they're in the alternate reality. Both stream is working. Wonderful. Why not do speed modeling with your voicing over and explaining, but still have more introductory style than you already have for people who are newer?
It's so hard to catch up with things, to be honest. Like,
I'm gonna let you handle this. I'm gonna be right back.
Sorry? Oh, okay. I'll keep talking.
I'll be right back.
Yes. I quickly want to say a bit about what my life looks like here. It might look easy to just, you might think, he can do modeling. He can just make a couple of videos every now and then. But then in my other life here at university, I have like assignments on a daily basis. I have events that I'm organizing and whatnot. So it's quite a lot to take care of right here. I mean, I'm part of an organization. Basically, I'm required to have a good GPA too, for a couple of reasons. And I have this opportunity which not many people get, and I don't want to lose it. So I really have to not only not fail my class, I have to perform good as well. So it's kind of all a bit hard to balance, and 3D just needs to be second priority in all that at the moment, which is very sad, in my opinion. But do we have Millennium back? I think so. Are you there?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Okay, sorry about that. You ready to move on to comments?
Sure.
Okay. Hey, to be honest, that's exactly right. I can only speak for myself, but I don't know. But I'd be all for you live streaming the tutorial of sorts. The only disadvantage is you can't really explain it live, or at least it's definitely harder with chat. But voicing over the live stream definitely negates that disadvantage.
Making tutorials is very hard. The thing is with character design that it takes forever, and I'm not at a point yet where I can just do it and it's correct at first try. I'm going back and forth all the time, so I could, show you the real thing, but it would be an endless back and forth, and people don't realize that often. Well, anyways.
Alrighty. Live streaming, then fast forward versions of the dub. Why you did XYZ? Yep, that. I think we already covered that. Existing tutorials are good for introducing shortcut keys and tools. Yeah, and just use Q to smooth vertices. Plus, when you can't think of a word or something, or you look for a setting with live chat, you can get quick feedback for it. That is true.
Wonderful. That's always wonderful.
Oh my goodness. Wait. There's a lot. Oh no, I've got to hurry. Stuff people ask you have trouble for, typical tutorials like the ones you've been doing, stuff how to do tune shading. Minimal viable product. Okay, I'll remember that forever. Some stuff doing on MVP Agile game dev difficulty. I'm good. All right, I don't know. That's just a picture. It's really to get overwhelmed. If you set a small goal, you can quickly complete. It makes it so much easier on the next project to do a bit more. I agree on that.
Totally.
Agree with the good points. I'm not going to click on that right now because I've got the stream up, and I don't know what it is.
It's okay. Well, people can check it out, I think.
Yeah. Hey, can you make a tutorial for details on human body path, like private place? I'm having trouble with it. Very appreciative.
Not sure.
That'll be a to be continued. This dude's... This is his Saturday. This is only free time. I can tell you that. Ryu's saying lol. Wishing Iris is smiling with skulls. Why is Millennium always making fun of me? Lucy, I love you. Please don't leave me. Please don't kill me with your magical Diclonius hands that can slice through anything, that cut up Bondo and Elfin Lied. If you haven't seen that show, don't.
Oh, you're referencing to that show. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't really get so far what this was coming from. I see now.
It's kind of depressing how little anime tutorials are for 3D compared for realistic or Disney styles. That is very true. I'm having lunch right now and I almost spit its content. I'm sorry, Lucy. I'm really not making fun of you. Millennium must also moonlight as an actor / voice actor here in LA. No, I don't. I have a terrible voice, my friend, but thank you. Maybe because you called his third model emo. You know, she kind of looks emo, but those are some beautiful horns. Come on. If you want to say anything at some point, just interrupt me and I'll stop reading. I'm just trying to move down. Crying face. I don't know what that's for. Look up Saki Karu and Thomas Russo. It's okay, Lick. I got my first introduction to 3D modeling through Daniel. Same here. Now I'm in college and made commercials for actual companies in my business classes. You guys are awesome.
Amazing. Great.
That is amazing.
People who subscribe to me are sometimes like way ahead of myself in career. Then I'm just like, I don't even know what I should say. How am I even... Yeah. Well, anyways, we can exchange our opinions still. That's totally fine.
No, it just means I take too long to do or finish something. That's what Ryu says. I still find it amazing to watch your streams, Ryu. And I do sometimes. I sneak up. I don't have a count. a Twitch account, but I do. I've kept an eye on all three of you. Yeah, the guy at Wishing, yeah, Iris. Yeah, said the guy who wants to be Daniel's nurse. What? That's okay, Lick. Wait, am I caught up? Am I at the bottom?
Yeah, you caught up. Wow, here we are now.
Okay, there's still more. How do you go about 2D character design to create the references you later use? Do you use Photoshop or Sci? Tips on do you use Photoshop or Sci?
Personally, I use Photoshop, but I guess anything is fine. People can do it with everything.
Oh, no, I didn't save.
I hope you didn't lose anything.
No. I'm just going back to what I was working on. Well, I'm gonna let the comments fill up a little bit. I'm actually gonna work on something.
I'm kind of wondering now where I should continue with my skull. I tried doing hair just before, but I really couldn't really get into the hair. I wonder, I'm not confident about the eyes just yet. Maybe I should just try a bit of the neck.
I'm finally getting in the mood to do a bit of sculpting now.
Wonderful.
All the comments did it for me.
So, let me see, are there any other stories? Oh, I kind of wanted to talk about this experience this week, didn't I? I think I told you before the stream. Oh, yes!
Because I'm invested in this one.
Well, anyways, so there was... it's basically a story about confidence, how confidence is very important for everything, pretty much. And I was kind of looking into... Because I was given the opportunity to be the kind of host or MC for an event here at university. To quickly give you the background, it was in my university we have themed weeks. So because we have so many countries, there's a Korean week, there's a Indian week, India week, there's then also a Japanese week, and because it's more particular because we are in Japan, it was Kyoto week this time. And so in these weeks we'll have lots of performances organized by the students, so there will be dances, performances, theater, and all kinds of things. Just, university, how it is there usually. And everybody always really works hard to participate. They will sign up and volunteer and work like hard next to their studies. And so I was given the chance to do, as I said, the kind of hosting of this one late show at that one night. And it was very sudden as well. They told me 24 hours before that they just lost their MC, so somebody had to jump in. And so that leads now into the story of how important confidence is, because I was then researching about what you can do to be less nervous on stage if you have that problem, and I heard I found somebody who put it into very interesting words, that when you're talking on stage, that it's not about what you talk, but the audience is testing you on your confidence. What do you think about that?
I agree completely. As the front man for two different bands, it didn't matter what I sounded like as long as I was entertaining and as long as I believed in myself.
It's really interesting how you really can say almost anything. You can make mistakes on stage and nobody will care if you're confident about yourself, if you, make up for it.
Oh, most certainly. I feel like the best part about having confidence is that when you do make a mistake, it can make the performance better of what you're doing. Yes. Because it shows how you handle it.
Indeed. It's very true.
The recovery is sometimes... I'm sorry. I'm taking over your story.
Oh, well, it's pretty much that anyways. But there were more funny parts about the story. Like, because I was asked I was just walking through campus and I was like passing at the place where they were practicing, and that's why I was dragged into it in first place. So it was very sudden, and I was like dragged right into practice in this first moment. And during practice there was pretty much nobody watching, like 5 people, and for some reason I was really nervous at that time because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. But the funniest part is that during the real thing, the next day, for some reason I was 100% calm, and I still don't really know why that was. It could be because I was prepared, thinking about it for a whole day. It could be for many other reasons, but that was just my personal experience with it. But I have to say that I'm still quite new to this whole thing, so it's something that I want to get more experience in. As for the things I want to learn at university, to speak in person in front of other people. There's one theory that I have on that, and that is that it's better not to eat before a performance. Because like when you eat, you have so much energy and you start like shaking and everything. But when you're not really eating much, the nervosity will kind of make you not feel the feeling of hunger, but you will still perform because you have the energy of like I'm going on stage now, and so it's kind of balancing it out, and you'll be just like calm on stage. Any thoughts on that?
It, to me, sounds like if you put yourself in an altered state of not eating and not having energy, that you're also not there, so you don't have to do it. You just kind of run on autopilot.
I felt very much on autopilot. It felt like I'm just standing there practicing the script once again.
You weren't really there in your body. Because your body couldn't support your mind. You weren't kind of. I mean, that's what I'm gleaming out of it, is that you weren't even there. That's. I don't mean to be like Daniel. Yeah, you weren't even in your body, man. But like that's how I'm interpreting it at this moment.
Maybe that's how it was. But I think the big thing that you learned from that experience, well, for me, what I learned from it was that I don't have to necessarily say the right things all the time. That it's good if I'm confident, if I make mistakes. I mean, I know what I have to say. It's not hard to know what your job is on stage. So when that happens, just calm down and be confident about. I mean, you can just talk. It's fine, basically, and that kind of helped me in the situation. I think there's a lot to learn from the whole thing, and it leads into many other skills.
I agree completely. It feels like I'm actually starting to get somewhere with the sculpt.
It looks a lot better now.
Thank you. I'm starting to warm up. All right. Oh no. There's only been like 2. Someone said congrats. I think that was for how your speech went.
Thank you.
I thought you were a white rabbit, Eternal, but I thought you were a white rabbit. What? Your university sounds nice. Ryu, what? I've claimed to be a lot of things. A little white rabbit is not one of them. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, you know what?
What's up?
I mean, I feel very sorry if you're now in the flow and you want to sculpt now, but I think like 2 hours is quite a good time to bring the stream to an end. What do you think? Do we have any last topics to kind of cover?
I have a few that I could actually just start talking about, because Definitely. I kind of feel like everything
I mean, I won't be sculpting much anymore at this point. I feel like I kind of reached a point where I want to leave it for today, and I'll maybe continue next week.
Okay.
For me, personally.
I feel like I think it'd be fun if we kind of talked about motivations for doing things.
Sure, go ahead.
In general, because I think that I'm not going to say this, but the main reason that Daniel and I get along in our schedules is because we're both very busy people. We're both always working on something, always invested in a project. I think the reason why we find good companionship as friends in one another is because we're both committed to what we do, and we're able to kind of work side by side. We're working on different projects, talking about similar subjects, but we have the capacity almost to be neighbors because it's a very like mind, and we come from different paths in the world. And I think that there's a greater quality to all this that I'm trying to reach. I'm just not finding the right words. I feel in this world, we're going to find immature people. We're going to find people who don't believe they can do anything. You're going to find more so people that don't want anyone to accomplish anything because they don't believe they can themselves can accomplish things, which is truly not true. I think that when you put your best foot forward into the world, that when you put your effort into an ideal of a project and you try your hardest, it reaches out to other people and it speaks to them in a way that when a lot of us here, including myself, we started as fans of your work, Daniel, in a way that we saw the validity and the quality of your work, and we bonded with it. We agreed with the person that we were seeing on the other side of the screen through their work. And I think it's a really wonderful thing that when you devote yourself to this kind of work, not just in 3D, but any kind of the art forms, and you do it from a purity sense, not to be better than anyone, but to advance your work and to follow projects, is that you'll find really good people to talk to, like Ryu, who's in the chat, Ray Akuma Arts, and you'll find a really nice group of people to work with, not necessarily work on the same project, but to work with, to talk with, to share ideals. And I think that's a big motivation for things. But
yeah, having people around you is definitely good. But it's also hard to control.
Yeah. It kind of brings up a different topic, I think. And this is a stupid... I can think of a better way to phrase it. Motivation is, I would say, 1/10 of what's required. Dedication is 90% of what's required to make something good in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many days when I didn't want to do that 18 hours a day working on Blender and poly modeling, which I'm better than sculpting. There were so many days when I simply just did not want to do any more tutorials or learn anything about Blender. When I just did it, I just threw myself into it and worked my hardest, not giving up. And a year later, although you can't really see it, I do have a good amount to show for it. I think that staying motivated is fun, but it isn't always viable. You have to be dedicated. Even when it hurts, even when it doesn't feel good, you keep moving on regardless.
But at the same time, I feel like you keep on moving in a way of you always keep trying to make it feel comfortable again. Like
Most certainly.
Every change makes it comfortable for just... It feels like it makes it comfortable for a temporary time. Like I find out a new way to motivate myself, and then I keep on working like for another couple of weeks. But then, situation changes and it gets hard again. And then, so instead of giving up, you try to make it feel comfortable once again, I feel.
Yeah.
I think we have some comments to pick up on.
Yeah, I'll read them. No, I just found Eternal's doppelganger. Really? I've been told that I had a female doppelganger, that she looked just like me, but she had black hair. It was really weird, because then my friend kept telling me in art class, and this was in a community college, this wasn't an art college, this was a cheap college. My friend kept telling me, "Oh, you have a doppelganger." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? I just saw her. She was down the hall." She kept, it's my doppelganger, yet she's a female with black hair, and I'm blonde, so it was interesting. Anyway, moving forward, sorry. What do you think when you just start and people around you compare your work to something like the top of the world? Show a model, ask opinion on a chat, and they compare me with Illusion Games. I'll be completely honest. I'm going to share you what I do. I don't show people my work. Like that dragon the character that I showed earlier, that was Dragon Chan. I spent maybe 19 hours on that. It's a full body sculpt. Um, I would consider that one of the better works I've done, but not really the best. Um, I don't show people my work, and I don't ask for help. I don't ask for critique. Because in the end of the day, I need to be solidified with what I want to be good. But to be honest, I compare my work to the best modelers in the world because I want to get better. I try to see and learn their methods. I set the bar really high for myself, which can be detrimental for some.
I can offer another way of thinking about it that I recently picked up. Just before that, I quickly want to say a huge thanks to, well, his name is in Japanese, but Ereda for his very active contribution in the chat. It's very nice to actually get a conversation going with the chat. So what I was saying is that at some like first when you just do it as an interest and like you do it for various reasons, fame, attention, maybe self what is it, realization, satisfaction and stuff. So you'll compare yourself a lot with like top people because that's basically what you have to measure it with. But I feel like that at some point when you think about it seriously as in getting a job, the view will change a lot because when you think very realistically about what does it actually take to get a job at, let's say, well, some game studio anyways, you can actually go to their website and see right now what their requirements will be. They will want you to sculpt, they will want you to do Maya, and then you can go ahead and look at videos of people who actually worked there and they will give you their experiences. And then you'll figure out that basically you will have to be super confident about character modeling and that you'll get your what is it, the concept arts from other artists and so on and so on. And then you can basically make a very accurate list of skills that you need to be able to do. And then it's just a strategic work. Like you will have to just work through it. If you want to do that job, you'll need to get these skills. And well, you know what I mean though? It becomes less of an emotional thing. It's just a kind of to-do list that you kind of work in order to get to your goal if you look at it from that perspective.
I couldn't agree more.
And somebody, I mean, sorry, I'm jumping to the most recent comment now because that kind of connects well. What if I told you no one likes to look at my work? Well, you know, what are you making it? Well, I guess all of us want to show it at the end, but
Well, do you like your work?
yeah, that's important.
Pardon my French, then fuck 'em, man. If you like your work and you're happy with it, art is subjective, then be happy with it.
I mean, I still feel that artists also have to be humble. Like, you shouldn't push yourself too much out anyways. Don't try to be more than you are. Always keep your expectations very down. I mean, that helps you a lot because when you like rate yourself a lot lower than other people say, you will still feel confident about it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
even if it's at the beginning, if you say, no, I'm really just at the very bottom, I just started out, I really don't know if I'll ever make it, but I'm just trying, and people will say, no, good luck, come on, you can do it, hang in there, and that will motivate you.
I agree with that as well.
And I guess that works for all levels.
Yeah.
I hope that kind of helped you guys who feel that way a little bit. It's hard. It's a very hard topic. People struggle with that. I struggle with that myself, but we all have to figure out our ways to go through that. I'm sure.
If they mean that compared in a bad way, then it's just mean. It's just mean. It's bad. It means it's bad. It's bad criticism. The best thing to do is take it on the chin and roll with it. That one's for you. Eternal Castle, which is me. Priscilla is a cute. And no, not a girl. Lol, someone named Hiroha. So this is my doppelganger. It's almost 2 p.m. now, feeling damn sleepy. I'm sorry, Lucy. And again, I say it with love. I say it with love. 100%, 110% feel the same way, lol. It's pretty rough to be that way when you're friends with other artists and they want to see your work, what you're currently doing. Yeah, especially if they, I mean, are they really a friend if they're tearing you to the wolves I mean, if they're throwing you to the wolves in critique, that's not a friendly thing to do at all. What if I told you no one likes to look at my artwork? Yeah, maybe my spiel about need to work hard and improve. Work at a AAA game company. Yeah. And screw them up. Hero, ha ha ha. Most art critique are things I see myself. Indeed. Taya-chan. It's the Taya-chan. Daniel works give me inspiration. They do too. I'm working as a dev. I'm not happy with that job. I want to make game when I started. I need to ask people to improve my homemade. Oh my god. And they compare me with successful games. I'm not gonna read that part. I'm sorry, Etika. Agreed, friend. Are you making Ito games? Yeah. Well, okay. Wow.
Wow, we have very diverse people. That's okay.
Yes, and I'm loving. I'm loving what it is. I feel bad because I'm probably holding up Daniel. He's like, I want to end this stream. I want to go. Take me away from my fans.
I just feel like we can pick up again next week and talk about more stuff.
Next Saturday.
I think we have reached the what is it? The top of the stream. The what is it? The center, the main part.
Yeah, we've reached the point of no return.
Anyways, I really enjoyed the stream. I hope we can call it a day now.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Thank you for having me on stream, Daniel.
No, it was really wonderful. I felt like this stream was actually not only educative, very educative, and also entertaining to everybody watching. And I hope that, well, the people in the comments have to say that, but I hope you guys felt that way anyways.
Well, certainly. Do you want to stay for about 5 minutes to about 2:45 in the Skype call, and then we'll call it so we can have some goodbye comments or take final questions?
Let's see if anybody has final things to say. I mean, I'm trying to make it a regular thing anyways, though, so yeah. People hopefully will know that they can come back.
Thanks again for having me on the stream.
No problem.
Weekly thing. Yeah, it'll be weekly for me too if I get invited back.
It's your decision, because I don't know how I can well give my gratitude. I don't know. I'm happy to have you here anyways.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, if you invite me back, I'll definitely come back on stream. I'm gonna stop working on this for now so I can read the comments. All right, let's see what we got. Lol. Weekly thing? That would be cool, says MD. Shall we dramatically read the comments? Wait for the answer, Daniel.
Sorry, did you? That wasn't for me.
Should we take turns dramatically reading the comments?
I'm so bad at reading, though. You'll see. Where should I read? I'll try reading.
Okay, I'll start at one, and then you do the one after it, and we'll just go.
Thanks for including me in my stream.
Oh god, I feel bad now.
All right. Where were we? Thank you. Was fun. From MD.
To be honest, I learned some anime anatomy from hentai, but that was a long time ago.
And then again from LIC. Good stream, very fun.
No, good luck on your game, guys.
Next up, Artificial Hype. You ask for help to improve, but they just compare to successful games. That sounds very unhelpful. Yeah, it is. I don't know. People on the internet are sometimes a bit unlogical, but you as an individual who wants to learn art, I think everybody will have to figure out for themselves how to deal with it. And the ones who figure out their way to deal with it, to not get stopped by that, those are the ones who end up getting, skilled and getting the job. So.
Oh, certainly. Lucy says, "Good luck with your future games, boys." Your turn.
So we're being suggested to. Do you actually read it as just like reading the letters, like spelling NSFW?
Yes, NSFW, not safe for work. I mean, I call it. I never really use that word, so I don't know.
Oh, that's what it actually stands for. Actually, I had no idea. Well, I don't know what you guys want me to do, but I don't think I will ever really go too far into that industry. It's not really my thing. I want to make something that can be enjoyed from a more casual, more public standpoint. Like something that you can enjoy with your family, with your friends, talk about publicly without... I mean, it's a whole different discussion, right? Whether
you
this is okay or not.
You want grandma to be able to see your work, basically.
Yeah, you can put it in that way.
You want to go to babushka and say, "This is my game." I'm actually tempted to make a tutorial for the topology on that.
For your model, or?
Anatomically correct genitalia. I might not be able to do it in a sculpt, but I can totally do it in polymodeling.
Well, but now you guys know who to go to for that. So.
No, I don't. Daniel, I don't do content anymore. I'm only a guest on places. All right. I'm a professional. I'm going for the professional approach nowadays.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Somebody's telling me good luck with university. Is it big in Tokyo or not? No, I'm actually in a very small town. It's not that small. 100,000 people in the very south of Japan. It's a place called Beppu in Oita Prefecture. And if anybody lives nearby, even if you're anywhere in Kyushu or something, let me know. I have no problem meeting some people and talking a little bit. I'm really enjoying that.
Does that mean you would love to meet me one day too?
Come to Kyushu and I'll meet you.
Challenge accepted. By the way, Eternal, check your YouTube messages. And yes, all the tutorial. Oh, and yeah, go for it, lol. I have this... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
This is the last thing I'm going to say. Thanks again, Daniel, for having me on stream, because we just ran over time.
Yes.
I've only seen one picture of our dear sweetheart Daniel, and he kind of looks like Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul.
Hey, you know that everybody on the stream saw my picture now?
You didn't have to tell them that. They could have... He kind of looks like Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul, and he totally acts like the episode 1 Kaneki before he gets eaten. So, yeah, that's all I have to say.
Well, now I gave people a reason to watch the recording of the stream, like all 2 hours, and pay attention, just to find the picture. Ha! This is marketing.
Wait, show the picture. No,
we'll not show the picture. You have to find it. I'll upload the recording of the stream in maybe 1 or 2 days, and then you can search it.
Just gonna blur it out.
Okay, thank you so much for coming. It was a wonderful stream. I enjoyed it a lot, and let's definitely do this again.
Most certainly. If you invite me on stream, even Lucy wants me back. Baby, come back. Oh yeah.
Good. Then everybody have a good day. And we're out.